My elders, my younger brothers and sisters, Salaamu Alaikum. Gathered here to pay our respect and give our condolences to the Imam of our time, the 12th Imam, Muhammad Islam, and Lady Fatima, who are present and listening to our gathering. I would like to take you back after the afternoon of Ashura with devastating atrocity committed by Yazid and his army. Late that night after Ashura, Bibi Zainab had a vision of a man on a horse approaching towards the camp. She got anxious as this rider would not stop and kept coming closer and closer to the camp. Bibi Zainab got angry and lifted a broken spear and warned the rider, "Do not come any closer. I am the daughter of Ali. I'm warning you, stop there." You've got to remember it's a vision, it's not reality, it's a vision. Because it's been a devastating day, everything's gone, she's guarded everyone and gathered them all to one side, and she's just falling asleep. Very anxious time at that time. The man continued towards her and spoke, "Zainab, Zainab, do you not recognize your father?" Zainab threw herself at the feet of her father and said, "Baba, I'm glad to see you. I'm so glad to see you. You have come, but you are very late. Baba, where were you when Ali Akbar was being killed? When the spear hit his liver and was pulled out by my brother, and the blood gushed out everywhere. Baba, where were you when Abbas lost his arms, fell off his horse on his head? Baba, where were you when my brother Hussein was being killed? Arrows covered his body. Baba, where were you when our tents were being burned? Baba, where were you when our hijab was being pulled off our heads?" Zainab, my daughter, you are tired. I've come to God. My daughter Zainab, you have a lot to do. This is just the beginning. You will have many sleepless nights. Tonight I've come to God so you can rest. Dawn broke in this desolate sand of Karbala, 11th of Muharram. The mourning of widows and orphans completed their morning prayers. Our fourth Imam had partly recovered from his illness after performing Fajr Salah. The rest of the dawn time he spent in sajda, in sujood, glorifying Allah and saying to Allah, "Allah, how great you are, how kind you are, how merciful you are." Would we do that after we've lost our families and everything else? We would be the first ones to raise our hands and say, "Why Allah, why Allah, why Allah, why do this to us, why do this that to us?" But no, look at our Imams, how they teach us to praise Allah, Almighty Allah. Their hearts are full of grief and they perform their wajib acts. A lesson for us that we cannot take our wajib acts lightly. In such atrocious acts committed against them, we still remember the Almighty Allah. Our journey as Shias, the lovers of Ahlul Bayt, provided we perform our wajibat and refrain from haram acts, we will have much easier journey on the day of judgment by the blessing of Lady Fatima, who is here today. Imam Hussein's household were made captive the next day. They were made to wait in the hot sun while the enemy spent the rest of the day burying their own dead. They were made to mount saddleless camels and horses like common criminals. Children who fell off the animals were tied to the animals and dragged to Kufa. Imam Zainul Abidin was sent towards Kufa his hands and his hands and his feet clasped together in iron, and wearing a barbed collar. A barbed collar. You know, you've seen barbed wire, but it's a barbed iron collar around his neck. Made to walk barefoot on this hot sand of Karbala. Even though he was sick, he had to walk. The caravan passed through the battlefield where the bodies of the martyrs lay without a shroud, mixed in dust and blood. It was there that Imam Zainul Abidin would have died of grief. He turned pale yellow. Bibi Zainab consoled him and consoled her nephew and said, "Be patient. What am I witnessing? In my heart, what am I witnessing? Bibi Zainab replied, "You are the Imam of the time." She reminded him of the tradition of the Holy Prophet, which had explained the divine covenant. At the front of the caravan, the guards carried spears with the head of Imam Hussein and his loved ones. The guards beat the prisoners. If they complained of anything, not even a spare, they did not even spare the youngest. They just slapped and hit them. Some children died along the way. Their bodies were left in the desert. By the time they reached Kufa, there was bruises all over their bodies. When Bibi Zainab saw Kufa, she remembered the time of her father. "Father, you ruled here. Now here we are. How the Kufans have changed and helped in committing such an atrocity. Such a scene was there that the severed head of our Imam and the loved ones, including Ali Asghar, a 6-month-old baby, were hung up on spears as a victory trophy. Lanatullah